Hello dear students. Let's see some exercises on tuple relational calculus. In the previous two videos, we just got introduced to syntax of TRC. Although I know that syntax explanation would not have been enough, but I'm sure that these examples will very well explain how to write queries in TRC. Let's take some example relation EMP, as you see, employee, which has employee number, name, salary, and department number in which the employee works. And we have got another relation, department or DEPT, which has department number, name of the department, D name is the name, and D location, D loc is the location at which the department is situated. Let's see the first query. List all employee names who work for department number 10. Now just think over it that we have to list name. Here is the name. You just check. Employee name has to be listed for those employees who work for department number. Here is the department number, isn't it? If the department number is 10, only then that name should be listed. So what do you understand? How many relations are involved in this particular query? Only one relation called EMP. We don't have to look into the other relation because both the information, that is name of the employee and in which department is that employee working, is in the same relation, except that we have to list the name only if department number is 10. So how would you write TRC query for this? Obviously what we want to display should be written first. So let's say we are displaying e dot name. That's it, name of the employee. Now remember, after this vertical bar you have to describe what this e is, and you know that e is a tuple variable and it will range over employee relation. So what this e is going to do is it is going to go to the first tuple of EMP, then second tuple, then third tuple, and so on till the all tuples are inspected by this tuple variable e. Also, we have to say that on this e, there is a condition e dot deptno, that's the field, should be equal to 10. Now just imagine this e tuple variable goes to the first tuple of EMP and the department in which that first employee works is 20. Then although this e here is a tuple of EMP, this is true, this condition is true, but this condition is false because department in which the first employee works is 20. Hence, the name of the first employee will not be displayed. What happens next is this tuple variable e here goes to the second tuple of the same relation EMP because it is ranging over all the employees. And it will then check whether the department in which that second employee works is 10. And let's say second employee works in department number 10. Then we have both conditions true. E is an employee, E is ranging over employees, and E dot department number is 10. So the second employee's name will be displayed. And I hope you now understand that next time E will visit the third tuple and do the same inspection till all tuples are discovered. So it was a very simple query. Let's see the another simple query here. Very easy. List all employee names and salaries. So just check, you have to display two things here. Name of the employee and salary who work for department number 10, same as the earlier query, and have salary greater than 10k. So let's go up and find out what we want to list. We want to list name of the employee, correct? Here is the name in the EMP relation, and salary of the employee. Both have to be listed, but only if department number in which that person works is 10 and salary is greater than 10k. So please try to understand, even in this query only one relation is involved, EMP. We don't have to take help of another relation because whatever we want to display and whatever we want to check, all the attributes are in the same relation. So what will be the query? The query would be that we want to display e dot name, name of the employee, comma, e dot salary, vertical bar. Now this e is a tuple variable, and we have to tell that this tuple variable is going to range over all tuples of EMP relation, and department number. So e dot deptno should be 10. Only then that tuple should be selected, and e dot salary must be greater than 10k. So you can imagine that in as far as relational algebra that we have seen in detail, in relational algebra, this portion will be select condition, isn't it? And this portion will be project here. This is project and this is select. Okay, so this becomes another very easy query. Now let's watch third example. We want to list all employee names who work for department name CS. Think over it. So for our reference, I will write both relations again over here. EMP has EMPNO, then name of the employee, then salary of the employee, and finally department number in which that employee works. And there is another relation department which has department number, name of the department, we have named it as D name, and D lock, location at which the department is located or situated. Please try to understand here, we want to list name of the employee, but only if that employee works in department name CS. Now there is a bit of a problem here. We get the name of the employee from EMP relation, agreed? But then we should list this name only if the name of the department, here is D name, D name. If D name in which that person works is CS. Now both these informations are in different relations. So what do you do then? In that case, what you will have to do is, first of all, you will have to compare this department number of EMP with this department number of DEPT. I mean, you will have to ask, are they equal? If the department numbers are equal, then you should watch this D name, and if D name is CS, only then you should list the name. This is exactly like taking join of the two relations on department number. To understand this very well, let's show some employees. This is EMP relation, and the column names are emp number, name. Okay, let's not show salary column. Just to save some space, I am not showing salary column, department number. Okay, and here is the DEPT relation. DEPT relation is having department number, D name, and I am not showing D lock just to save some space. Imagine three employees having employee number 1, 2, 3, names as ABC, and department numbers are 10, 20, 10. There might be lot of employees. I have shown only 3. So there exists a department number 10 and the name of the department is CS, let's say, and there exists department number 20 and name of the department, let's say, is IT. So what do you know from the given question? Who should be listed? Those employees who work for department CS, and department CS is having department number 10. Observe the department relation. Department number given to the department name CS is 10. So you will have to you will have to check the EMP relation. Who are the employees who work for department number 10, and employee name A and employee name C should be listed. I hope this is clear. But then for that, you will have to check, first of all, what is the department number of CS, isn't it? Once you see this, you know, okay, department number of CS is 10. Then you will go to EMP relation and see who are the people who are working in department number 10. So how do you write this query? Let's see. First of all, what you have to list? You have to list only name of the employee. That's it. Now recall from the earlier videos, or I will repeat the point. There are two types of variables that you write in TRC: free variable and bounded variable. Whatever variables are written on the left of the vertical bar are always free variables. And if any bounded variable exists, then it can exist only after vertical bar, to the right of the vertical bar. So first of all, let us announce who is this E. This E is a tuple variable which will range over employee relation, and this should be true. What else should be true is that there should exist, first of all, check my words, there must exist a department whose name is CS, first of all. We will have to get that first. So how do you do that? There comes a quantifier, there exists, and let's put a tuple variable D. Now, this tuple variable D is a bounded variable. Please try to understand. And then on this D, on this quantifier, we are going to write a condition. The condition would be D dot dname is CS. So how do you read it? How do you read this portion? There must exist at least one department whose name is CS. Continuing the query, and okay, now the name is CS, and for that same department name CS, we should have E dot deptno equal to D dot deptno. This is nothing but join condition that you would have written in relational algebra. Here ends the bracket that I have given for this condition. Just to increase the readability, we can give one more bracket over here, but that's not needed actually, but still let's give that bracket. And finally, we will close the curly bracket. Let's see how it works. And remember, D is a bounded variable. Let's start the query. We want to list E dot name. That is, we want to list employee's name. And what is this E? E is ranging over all employees. So in TRC, this E will first go to the very first tuple of the EMP relation. Check the point. E is at the first tuple of the EMP relation. Now read what is written after this and. We have written there exists D, and D should be described very well, isn't it? What is D? So you have to know one thing, that whenever you put a tuple variable, D is a tuple variable, then you should tell very, very well that this tuple variable really ranges which relation. And have you seen that we have not described it in the brackets over there? Like we have said that E dot name over here, this E dot name over here, and E is ranging over employees. We have never said that D ranges over department. So one more description over here is that this D is ranging over all the departments. Please try to understand. Now this condition or this particular description has been added over here. Many students might feel that this should be added right in the beginning. That's not the point. Anyway, you are adding all these things. So D dot dname must be CS, first thing, and department D means D is ranging over all the departments, and the department number of E should be equal to department number of D. Okay, where were we? E is at first tuple, as you see, and now continue reading after this, and what's written here is that there must exist a D where D ranges over all the departments such that D name must be CS. Now this is a bounded variable. D is a bounded variable. So what will happen is this D will go, this D will go to first tuple, and suppose first tuple does not have department name CS. Assume for some time, then this will go to the second tuple, and imagine that still we don't have department name CS. Then it will go to the next tuple. This will continue till it finds a tuple where department name is CS. So there exists, we have said, a department name called CS. And you will see that at very first tuple, it gets the department name CS. Now, once it gets the department name CS, it will check what is the department number over there. Check at the bottom of the screen, I am marking something. And department number is 10. And is that matching department number of E? Check at the bottom of the screen, I am marking something. And it matches. The tuple at which E is exactly matching the department number in the DEPT relation. So employee name A will be listed. Wait, the story doesn't end there. Very interesting fact now is, well, before telling you that, I'll just clean up a few things. Okay, here we go. Now what happens? You know A has been listed. Now this E will visit the second tuple. I hope you're understanding. Because E ranges over all employees. So E will go to the second tuple. And now this point of AND here again will start. All over it will start as if nothing happened last time. You would say, come on, last time we have already situated the department whose name is CS. But please try to understand that for this second tuple, it will start all over again, and it will say that, hello, this D is ranging over all the departments. Here we go. So it will start from the first tuple of the department, and it will keep searching the D name equal to CS. D name equal to CS. And if D name equal to CS is found, as you see here, it is found, it will check what is the department number over there. Department number is 10. Okay. Then what is the department number in the EMP? Department number in the EMP is 20. So they don't match. Here, the tuple at which E is has department number 20, and the tuple at which D is has department number 10. Although the department name is CS, but the employee doesn't work in department number 10. So this person B won't be listed. I hope you are understanding. What happens next? Obviously, this E visits the third employee, and the same searching in the DEPT relation due to bounded variable happens till it gets the department name CS. And then it will compare whether department number, which is 10, matches department number of the current employee, and it matches. So C will be listed. I hope you have understood this particular query. More such examples will be seen in the next videos. Thank you very much.